yoga friends, I'm Sarah Mapes. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's practice is designed to relieve pain in your feet. Some of the poses that we do might be a little uncomfortable for your feet or hard to do, but try and do them anyway. If it's too much, obviously stop, listen to your body. That's the most important thing to do. But try and work through these poses for your feet. I have arthritis in my hands and feet, and I find that working my hands and feet slowly and carefully eases the pain and makes it so that I can do more things in my life. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is to take a ball. It could be a ball, it could actually be anything that's round, that rolls. You could use a plastic cup or a rolling pin, a tennis ball, a golf ball. But take the ball and slowly move it from your heels to your toes, creating awareness of your feet and the sensations that are there. We're going to do the other foot. It's kind of fun. Get to play ball with your foot. Maybe move it in some gentle circles, feeling into all parts of your foot. And then we're going to try and pick some objects up with our feet. So this might be, I found I cannot pick up the tennis ball, but I can pick up a golf ball sometimes. You might try a pencil or other things, but ground down strongly into your mat with the foot that's not picking things up, and then try and curve your foot around an object and pick it up. This is really hard work for sore feet, but very good for them. Make sure that you do both feet. Ground down firmly with your foot, spread your toes. Use your other foot. Trying to cheat and kind of curl my toes around. This is really good for your feet. Have a go. Try this a few times. And then I'm going to scooch my props out of the way here. Ground down firmly with your feet, both feet on your mat. Think about, where am I putting the weight in my feet? Try and distribute your weight evenly to all parts of your feet. Place your feet firmly on your mat, spread your toes, and then think about, is my weight going into the heels? Am I hanging back? Is it going into my toes? Am I pressing forward? Shift yourself around so that the weight is evenly distributed in all the parts of your feet. Observe what this feels like in your body. And then from here, we'll position ourselves and really think about our posture in Dandasana, our mountain pose, our standing staff pose. So with our feet grounded down firmly, think about your pelvis. Come to a place where your pelvis is neutral, not sticking out, not tucked down under, just a neutral place, a comfortable place. Standing up tall through your torso and your neck and head. Think about the crown of your head coming up, reaching towards the ceiling. And your shoulders are coming down, and your shoulder blades are pushing slightly together. Make sure that you don't thrust your chest out. This is standing tall in a neutral posture. Shoulders down, blades together, crown reaching up towards the sky, pelvis is neutral, and all of our body weight is evenly distributed in all parts of our feet. Bring your hands to your sides. Take a few breaths here. Think about this posture and how it makes your body feel. The next pose that we're going to do is tree pose. Tree pose is a great pose to do when thinking about and working with our feet, because when we balance, we have to work on how we are distributing our body weight through our feet. So ground down firmly with your left foot on your mat. Spread your toes out wide, and then pick your right foot up. Maybe even if you have a really strong tree, today, let's all just stay low. So placing your foot, maybe you place it on your mat like this. Maybe you come right up to just above your ankle. Think about how our balance is being weighted down in our foot. How is our foot carrying us? And then think about your posture in your tree. Are your hips square and even? Are you standing up strong and tall? Our shoulder blades are down. Bring your hands to heart center. Find your drishti, your spot to gaze at, somewhere that's out in front of you in the room or outside or wherever you are having the joy of doing yoga today. Take a few breaths here. Bring your right foot down to the mat and give your left foot a bit of a shake out. Maybe circle your ankle a few times. Coming into tree on the other side, ground down firmly with your right foot, spreading your toes. And then when you're ready, pick your left foot up. Maybe your toes stay on the mat. Maybe you pick your foot up just a little bit. Finding a place where your weight is distributed evenly in all parts of your right foot. Are your hips square? Are they strong? Make sure you don't sink into one side. Stay up nice and tall and strong. Bring your hands to heart center. Find your drishti, your spot to gaze at, and take a few breaths here. Place your left foot down on the mat. Circle and wiggle out your right foot. And then grounding down firmly with your right foot, spreading your toes. Pick your left foot up, take it out in front of you, and start to circle your foot and your ankle, feeling into all parts of your foot. And go back the other way. So we do neck and shoulder rolls for our neck and our shoulders, but our feet and ankles could do with some love and some rolls too. Ground down firmly with your left foot, spreading your toes, taking your right foot out in front of you, slowly moving your foot in circles. Do a few circles going one direction, and then a few circles going the other direction. Bringing both feet down to your mat, we're going to come down to a sitting position. We're going to come into hero's pose. You could use either a block or a bolster for this. So if you're using a block, make sure that you sit down on your block. You could also use a bolster for this, where you sit with the bolster between your legs and then your feet are coming out on the sides. So we're going to strengthen and elongate our feet as we think about this in hero's pose. So the bottom of your feet are on the mat. Sit up tall. Take your arms out overhead. Bring your hands together and exhale down to heart center. Inhale, open your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, open your arms out to the sides in cactus or goal pose. Lift your chest. Exhale, curve your back. Bring your arms into a circle like you're holding a big beach ball. Inhale, clasp your hands together and lift your chest. Maybe they can just park on the end of your block. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open for cactus. Exhale, curve your back and your arms like you're holding a beach ball. Clasp your hands together behind your back. Lift your chest. Let's do that one more time. Your arms can go straight up or out to the sides. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open for cactus. Exhale, round your back. Pretend like you're holding a beach ball. Inhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Nice. Okay. The next pose that we're going to do is broken toe pose. I promise we're not going to break any toes. But this pose can be painful. It's certainly painful for me with my arthritis, and it may be painful for you. So coming up onto your toes, bringing your knees a little bit closer together, coming up onto your toes, sit back on your heels. If this is uncomfortable, you could take a pillow, a bolster, and you could prop your knees up on it like this. This may be more comfortable, more accessible. Sit up tall in this pose. If it's uncomfortable, think about breathing into this posture with your breath. Think, I am going to slowly breathe in here. Inhale slowly for 3. Exhale slowly for 3. Doesn't count if you count really fast. Breathe slowly. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. You've got this. You can do this pose. If it's excruciating, stay here and then come right out of it. Rest for a minute and come back in. Come in and out several times. You can rest your hands on your thighs, Or maybe you bring them out in front of you. Do what feels right for your body in this moment. It might be different today than it is tomorrow, or how it was yesterday, and that's okay. Part of yoga is working with our bodies wherever they are in the present moment. Coming out of broken toe pose, I'm going to scooch my bolster out of the way. I'm going to place my hands firmly down on my mat. Palms grounding down in, index fingers are out in front of me, fingers are spread wide. I'm going to bring my legs back, tucking my toes under, lifting your hips, coming up into downward facing dog. Our heels might be off the mat, or they might come down to the mat. Feel a whole stretch through your whole body here. From your hands, up your arms, through your back, all the way down your legs and into your heels. Take your back, your torso, and push back towards your legs. Feeling into this pose. And then lift your heels up onto the balls of your feet and lower down. Lift up onto your toes, lower down. Lift up onto your toes and lower down. And if your heels don't touch the mat, just lower down as far as you go. Lifting back up onto your toes. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Lifting up, coming down. Lifting up, coming down. Very nice. Coming down onto your knees. Take your feet so that the tops of your feet are flat on your mat. Stretch your arms out long in puppy pose. Then coming up onto your hands, take your right leg out in front of you. So your left knee is still down on the mat, and the top of your left foot is down on the mat. We've come into a low lunge. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Take a few breaths here. Bring your hands back to your mat. Bring your right knee down to your mat. Take your left leg forward, leaving your right knee on the mat, right toes flat on the mat. The tops of your toes. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Take a few breaths in our low lunge. Bringing your hands back down to your mat, Take your left knee back and either come back into a child's pose or stay in puppy, stretching your arms out long in front of you. Coming back up to a seated position. Well, not to a seated position, not quite yet. Come to a fairly wide stance on your mat. Placing your hands down in front of you. We're coming into Malasana, Yogi Squat. If this is inaccessible, you might try doing this pose with your back against the wall, or you might place some blocks under your feet. In Malasana, we usually are pushing out with our elbows against the insides of our knees and elongating our spine and sitting up tall. But today in Malasana, we're going to come up onto our toes. And this might be more accessible if you put a block or two, one under each foot, under your heels, to hold them there. So think about elongating your spine while you're up on your toes. And this pose is a great pose to do at the wall with your back leaning into the wall. And maybe your Malasana is not down this far, and that's okay. Work with your body wherever you are. Then lowering your heels, coming to our sitting staff pose, Dandasana. Take your legs out long in front of you. Sit up tall. Bring your shoulders down. Shoulder blades come together slightly. Point your toes. Flex your toes. Point, flex, point, flex. And then I'm going to face you. You can stay right where you are on your mat. Come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So our knees are open to the sides. Take your feet in front of you. Open your feet out like you're going to read a book. Your feet are the story of your life, right? They've taken you everywhere you've gone. And then take your right foot, maybe you even pick it up a little bit, and start to massage your foot. Feeling into your foot. Working your fingers and your hands, giving yourself some self-care, some self-love. Our feet are a really important part of our bodies, and we often don't take the time to just love them, appreciate them. Move your foot around so that you can reach all parts of it. And then picking up your left foot, working your fingers through it, giving it a good massage. I invite you to lay down and to leave your legs in Baddha Konasana for a Shavasana. Take all the time that you need to relax and feel grateful for your feet. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I hope that you get some relief from foot pain, and that you have the opportunity to think about all the wonderful things that your feet do for you. Thanks. Bye.